Hi, Betty Dahl here. In this brief video, my goal is to get you thinking about what your concerns and fears are related to long-term care. If you were to need care in the future, what would you want that care and that situation to look like? And sometimes I think it's helpful to think back about the experiences you've already had. Have you had a parent or other loved one who needed care? How was that care provided? How did it impact the family members? Was there one person who took on most of the responsibility? If so, how did the others feel about that? If paid caregivers were used, were funds readily available? Did everyone involved agree on the type of care that was received and the payments that were made? Now I want you to think about your situation. Put yourself in that picture. If you had been hit by the proverbial bus last week and now needed care for an extended period of time, what would you want that care to look like? If you're like most people I know, your goal is, I want to stay at home. That is absolutely what I hear most often when I'm meeting with people. I want to stay at home. But then that statement is almost immediately followed by the phrase, but I don't want to be a burden to my family. Also, if you're like most people, it's hard to imagine yourself ever being in that situation. But it can happen, and it can happen in the most unexpected ways. This is actually a picture of me from about 5 years ago. I was in a freak accident on a Segway tour and ended up with a fractured pelvis. I was on a walker for 6 weeks and used a cane for the following 6 weeks. The concerns that come up in a situation like this vary depending on the person, their circumstances, and their support system. If you're still working, it also may mean a loss of income for a period of time in addition to the new expense of paying for caregivers. If you have disability insurance, that's designed to replace a portion of your lost income, but it does not provide additional funds to pay for the new expense of caregivers. Then there's the additional concerns, some of which are listed here. Things like the availability of someone to provide care, the skills, the personality, and what is the impact on their life? Most people have other responsibilities and other involvements and are not necessarily readily available to provide the care. And then there's the issue in terms of the change in the relationship. When someone becomes a caregiver and is involved especially in the more personal aspects of care, it can really challenge or certainly change the relationship that you already have with them. And then there's the money issue. How much would care cost? The average cost of home health care based on only 44 hours per week of care is nearly $50,000 per year across the country. 44 hours of help each week would certainly make it easier for you to stay at home. But where would those funds come from? If you start to use your investments, the income generated by those investments would then have a corresponding decrease. This is especially important to consider if you have a spouse or partner whose financial needs must also be met. And what's happening within the family? How available are they? Are they willing and able to provide help? Are they available now, but would they also be available in the future when you would be most likely to need care? How capable are they? Just because they're available doesn't mean they're able or capable. And these are the kinds of questions that may lead you to consider long-term care insurance. Long-term care insurance can certainly make things easier if you need care. It provides funds, therefore it makes it an easier decision to bring in some paid help. It takes some of the pressure off family members to either provide the care or to pay for the care provided by others. It protects the finances. Long-term care insurance can help you stay at home while minimizing being a burden to your family. And wasn't that the goal that you started out with? So if you would like to have a private, confidential discussion about whether long-term care insurance is right for you, give us a call. We're here to help. You can reach us at 877-462-4582. FYI, we are in the Eastern Time Zone. Our website is ltconly.com. Email us at info@ltconly.com. We can help you sort through the options. If indeed insurance does seem to be a good fit for you, we'll work with you to design a plan that fits your situation. As always, our motto is to make the discussion of long-term care planning easy, enlightening, and maybe even enjoyable. Give us a call. Let us know how we can help you.